In 1999, 5 years after his death, Ralph Ellison, author of the timeless classic Invisible Man, published his long-anticipated second novel, Juneteenth. Written over the last 40 years of his life, the 368-page manuscript was a condensation of 2,000 pages of work that was later released in 2010 under the title 3 Days Before the Shooting. After Ralph, aka the Ides of June. Dear Bliss, the day the news reached Galveston by horseback, we were confused by the rockets being whispered in our ear. When all we know is shotguns, how could we even fathom what fireworks feel like? No more running away. No more fetching foe. No more running from. So we stood, stunned, shocked, upright, in the middle of a field, in the middle of a June just like this, staring at one another in disbelief. Still unsure what to do with our hands, how to fix our faces into smiles. And in those few moments before we began to cry, before we began to shout, we heard this unfamiliar sound. The sound of a work stoppage, and it was quiet. Just like this. Just like the middle of the night back when Tubman used to take us by the wrists and stole back stolen black bodies that were never America's to begin with. Quiet, quiet. But this time in broad daylight, a mess of emotions, frozen, got us stuck on still like the St. Ides of June, the kind of paralysis you feel that instant you and generations of your ancestors' unanswered prayers come true. And then and only then did we break out the booze and dancing shoes, showed the movement how to move, felt like a second line walking off the job site, gave the Klan a flash mob, hit them with the electric slide. This was no day off, picket line, or labor strike. This was the blueprint, the retirement party of all retirement parties. This was the we are never, ever, 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 ever coming back, Jack. It was for all the times we wish we could say, I quit instead of I'm free, and all the other four-letter words you can imagine we released, and all the other four-letter words you can imagine we screamed, and all the other four-letter words you can imagine we believed, like, amen, and What would you do if someone showed up at your workplace and told you you are free? That your life as you know it will never be the same again? How the only thing between you and emancipation is a loud whisper that you could be made human in the flip of a switch. A God said, let there be light moment. General order number 3 might as well have been Genesis 1:3. Call it a revival without a tent, Juneteenth. The feeling of being resurrected from the dead, Juneteenth. A block party without the war, then Juneteenth, where the pearly gate parties never end, Juneteenth. If you've never been delivered, it's quite difficult to conceive. Just imagine somebody tapping you on your shoulder and whispering in your ear, you're free.